Peace. What up? This is Doc Blake with Ethereum TV, bringing you the 81st episode of The Last Piece to the Puzzle. The motto for me is silver, gold, and cryptos equals freedom because they are decentralized assets and they're going to play an important part in the immediate, the short term, and the long term futures. And let's do some house clearing. Go to the Ethereum website and check out everything on there. But you can use the author's name and the title of the book to go on Amazon and purchase a copy of my cousin's book called Check This Out. And go listen to Magnetic Muscle. That is under the music tab. And also go read Long Knuckle Huckle. That is under Ether Talk. So check out the Ethereum website. Do some exploring. We're under reconstruction right now because you were able to buy the book right off the website. But we're trying to do a couple things, so I'll let you know when that's available. But right now you can purchase it on Amazon. And with that being said, let's get into the price action. And we'll give it a live refresh. Currently, we have Bitcoin sitting at $58,727. We have Ethereum at $1,900. Polkadot is at $36.17. Uniswap is at $27.62. Litecoin is at $193.06. Theta is at $12.05, and Chainlink is at $28. Like I said, I kind of stick into that top 10, top 12 now. Ever since I had to stop scrolling down the list so far to get the Theta, it's right at the 10th spot now. So we stopped there because I don't like to pitch too many shit coins, right? So we're going to do a little bit of charting. Let me pull up the Bitcoin chart. All right, here we go. And I drew a couple new formations that you need to look out for. This is Bitcoin on the 4-hourly time frame. And we had a nice pump basically up to 59,700. Then we came crashing back down to the bottom of this ascending channel. So remember, ascending channels are bearish formations. They tend to break to the downside. But as of right now, we are getting a little bit of support at the bottom of this channel. You see, we pumped off of it after we had that dump. And most likely we want to go test retest the top of this channel and it just so happens to line up with the previous Bitcoin all-time high. So no coincidence there. Hopefully we head up to that. Remember, we could continue down lower out of this channel, which could potentially bring us to the bottom of this channel, and that is around the $51,000 price level. So about 20 minutes ago, we pumped all the way up to $59,000, around $559,600, and we bounced off of that level right before we got to the previous all-time high, in my opinion. I mean, you're talking about a couple $1,000s, right? So we had a nice little run up, and then we retested the same level, and right now we are trying to break back through it and trying to hold this support at the bottom of this ascending channel, which are the lighter blue lines that you see drawn right here. So we should go back up and test the top since we've already bounced off the bottom. But that doesn't have to happen, so we could break out of this ascending channel, and like I said, that is a bearish formation, and the price target of that is around the $51,000 price level. So that would be no surprise. If we hold that level, you know, we'll continue to head higher after we do some consolidation. If we break that level, the next level of support is around the $46,000. So a lot of these things have to play out. And we just kind of have to see. But I will give my opinion on the markets right now a little later on after we talk about the main topic of the day, which is basic economics and the real reason why Bitcoin has been skyrocketing in price in the last year. So let's do Ethereum though as well. I'm curious to check out Ethereum myself. All right, and on Ethereum, we have a similar formation. Actually, on the Bitcoin channel, a lot of people were talking about the cup and handle formation, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. But on Ethereum, we did bust out of this channel, this ascending triangle, which took us up, should take us up to around the $2,200 level. But we are getting some resistance right now around the $1,800, actually I'll say $1,900 price level. We're getting resistance there, but we did kind of break through that, and we did kind of have a retest. So all that's looking really good for the continuation higher on the price of Ethereum. So but the price target is around the $2,200 to $2,100 price level, and we'll see what happens from there. But as of right now, we're looking pretty good to reach those marks, hopefully, if everything plays out. I don't know. I feel like the altcoins might start kind of gaining on Bitcoin at this point in time, because Bitcoin has been so bullish throughout this market. So that could happen as well. Just because Bitcoin goes down doesn't mean everything has to go down. And, Bitcoin might consolidate around the $60,000 price level for a while, and the altcoins could outperform Bitcoin if you check out the Bitcoin domination chart. So that's what we're looking at right now. Set your price targets around the $2,200 price level for Ethereum, and that would be above the previous all-time high. So if you're trading and you're looking to sell, I would probably take some profits around the $2,038 price level, because that is the previous all-time high, $2,044, because we'll most likely bounce off of that. Now the question is how hard will we bounce? I mean, we don't have to bounce, but most likely, normally, if there is resistance there, which there is, because that was the previous high, we will have a bounce off of that. So look for that. But that's all the charting I'm going to do. I'll start with supply versus demand, which is the main reason. I don't know if you know, but Bitcoin has an algorithm that only allows a certain amount of Bitcoin to be produced daily. And once you reach 21 million Bitcoin, the supply completely stops. Now understand the dollar bills mechanisms, which is, it used to be backed by gold or silver. It used to be backed by something. But I think it was around the 1970s we got taken off of those standards, also known as the gold standard. We've gotten taken off of those. So ever since then, we've been dealing with what they call inflation, which is basically the supply of dollar bills that are being printed into existence into the economy. And what that does is that causes the price of things that you buy with the US dollar to go higher, which ultimately actually causes the value of the US dollar to decrease. Now there's charts that you can look at. If you just look at charts on Google, you can Google the US dollar chart and you can see how much value it's lost over since its creation. Just look at the last 10 years, look at the last 20 years. And the cherry on top of this particular situation is the fact that the pandemic has caused a lot more inflation over these last months, and I guess the last year. Really, I think we've printed close to $10 trillion so far in the last year, which I'm pretty sure that is more than we've ever printed in existence. And remember, this money is not backed by anything. We've gotten taken off that standard. As I said, in the 1970s, I believe we've gotten taken off the gold standard. So there is nothing backing this dollar besides faith and confidence. So when you combine that with the fundamentals of Bitcoin that has a fixed supply, and not only is it a fixed supply, it only is released at a certain amount per day, and those have to be mined, which requires resources. So you have a cost of production to produce a Bitcoin. People have to pay electric. They have to buy these machines called GPUs and things like that. And Bitmain makes some and things like that. These machines are very expensive just to be able to mine a Bitcoin, just to produce a Bitcoin. So there's a production cost right there. And that is another fundamental thing. Now, how much does it cost to print money or for the Federal Reserve to increase their balance sheet now that it's done digitally on a screen? That doesn't cost a lot of money. I'll just put it like that, because it would even cost more if money was being printed all crazy, but now it's just being altered on a computer screen. So how much does it cost to change a 0 to a 1 on a computer screen is the real question. Well, you have to have the computer, you have to have some electricity, and you probably got to pay somebody to do it. Besides that, I think you're pretty in the clear as far as overhead, because I don't think the overhead is a lot there. So if you combine those mechanisms, which is a deflationary style of asset, which is Bitcoin, which and not only does there's something called the Bitcoin halving, which you can actually go back in my videos and watch the Bitcoin halving. I did it live when Bitcoin did its last halving, which literally cuts the supply in half. That means the amount of Bitcoin that is produced daily has been cut in half. And remember, I think we're at around 19 million Bitcoin, so there's only going to be 2 more million Bitcoin to ever be mined, and then that's it. There's no more Bitcoin that will ever be produced. There will only be the 21 million that are already in existence. And you have to calculate also the fact that experts say that about 7 million Bitcoin, 5 to 7 million Bitcoin has been lost forever. Because it's not like you got to know what you're doing when you're in crypto. You cannot have somebody unlock your private keys or something like that. Like, for instance, if you lock yourself out of your bank account on your cellular device, you can call your bank and they can unlock it, or you can't do that with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin has been lost. So you definitely want to do some research if you're getting into cryptocurrency and things like that, just to know what you're doing. But it's not hard. It's very easy. Just put a little bit of time and effort and research into it if you're going to be selling and buying and things like that, and wheeling and dealing in cryptocurrency, because people have lost their keys, and this is very valuable stuff. I mean, there's just millions and millions and millions of dollars just sitting around that somebody lost their password or keys and they cannot access it because it's a decentralized network. There's nobody on the other side of the computer that can unlock it for you. So if you combine the lost Bitcoin with how it has a fixed supply, on top of that, that fixed supply is being cut in half as far as, daily and weekly production and things like that. That is what is causing the price to skyrocket. And that is, more importantly, what is causing the value of your labor, which is, if you get paid in USD, that is how you value your labor, is being devalued. So in other words, in the 70s, of a hamburger from McDonald's cost you 25 cents. Now a hamburger from McDonald's is costing you $2. No, the dollar didn't go down any. It's just the value. The hamburger went up in cost to produce, or maybe they wanted larger margins for profit, larger profit margins to collect. I don't know, but either way, your dollar is getting you less burger. So that's the important part of what you need to understand. You need to understand about inflation. Inflation is very real. If you feel like you're spending more at a grocery store, it's because you are. You hear the older generation say, I remember back in my day when, a pair of sneakers would cost you, $10. Our generation did not get to enjoy the strength of the US dollar at that level. Look at the prices of houses. 20 years ago, the houses were a lot cheaper than people are paying today. So these are all reasons, and none of this is financial advice, but these are all reasons why you want to save your money in a hard asset such as Bitcoin. And by hard, we mean has at least a scarce supply or a fixed supply, because we don't know how much gold is out there, we don't know how much silver is out there, but we do know that it's scarce compared to other comparable things. So, and that's how you have to look at this situation, where it's about supply and demand, and you're talking about something that people can print on a computer screen, and they're printing this value. And just go look at the Fed's balance sheet. You can Google the Fed's balance sheet, and you'll see that they continuously create this supply, which for the American people means they're creating debt for us, if that makes any sense. So these are the real foundational, fundamental reasons why Bitcoin is increasing in value. It's an amazing thing for people to be. It's like they're alchemists. They can create value out of thin air. Just look at the Fed's balance sheet. They're using this money that they print to repossess people's houses, to repossess people's cars, to repossess people's businesses. This is a serious situation. They're just hitting a number on a screen, and they're saying, oh, we can buy your business now because you're defaulting on your payments, and now we own it because we printed this value. You know, as an American taxpayer, you should be looking at them and saying, why can't you just print that value for me? Why do you get to print the value and issue the debt? How come I don't have that capability? And that's the real battle that we're fighting. That's the real battle we're fighting on the planet, because the dollar bill is what is used to oppress. It's a debt instrument, you know what I'm saying? And I hope YouTube doesn't take this video down. I know I touched on a lot of deep and sensitive things for these YouTube algorithms, because it's all about censorship and things like that. So I'm not going to go too deep, and that's what I'm going to leave y'all today. That is why, these are the reasons why Bitcoin is skyrocketing in price. It is not a get rich quick scheme. It is a dollar cost average in. Take your time getting in, because the price is volatile, because it's a brand new technology. It's only been out for 10-11 years, right? So you want to take your time because of the volatility, but to not have any exposure to Bitcoin and the whole cryptocurrency space, I believe is a very irresponsible thing to do. It means you have no understanding of economics and you don't know what's going on at all. You're just out trying to make more and more money, trying to keep up with this beast of a system that can print this material called the US dollar out of thin air and hope that people still have faith and confidence in it. So this is your boy Doc Blake. A little bit of realness for today, a little bit of real video, real information about what's going on in the world, about, more importantly, what's going on in America if you are an American citizen. But this is important because fiat currency is inflating all over the world. We've heard tons of stories of people throwing money out in the streets because it no longer contains value. You know, gold has value, silver has value, food has value. It causes people to survive. The US dollar cannot really be used for much besides be a third-party provider of these goods, because you need a middleman to tell you that you're able to buy this. Instead of trading gold and silver, things that have value, for other things like food that have value, now you have to go to a middleman and ask permission if you're able to trade these goods. So this is your boy Doc Blake, bringing you the 81st episode of The Last Piece to the Puzzle. I'll see y'all next time.